look so cute today. At least that's what my husband said, so if he's lying, you better fucking tell me. This is where I wore to our little date today. I didn't want to waste the outfit. I'll make a video with this on. Have you ever heard that when someone passes away, they retrace their very last steps? Shit. Mine's gonna be from the couch to the fridge, the fridge to the couch. The following happened to this guy's mom when she was 14 years old and lived in Michoacan. So he says that his mom was the only daughter in that family. She has 7 brothers and the mom was a stay-at-home mom, and that the grandfather was an aviation instructor, so he would be gone for a long periods of time. So he says that the mom used to tell him that they would kind of like when the grandfather would go away, because when he was gone for long periods of time, they would get to be out in the street or like go hang out with their friends late in the night because their mom didn't really care. They explained that when the father was home, he was very strict, so they couldn't do any of that when he was there. So there was one occasion where the dad had already been gone for a week. He had to go to Mexico City, and obviously they took advantage of that time and they were out and about around the town. So the mom, again, she was 14 and she was outside talking to her then boyfriend, and that was when they saw one of her brothers running towards the house screaming, I just saw dad, he's walking home. So he was alerting them so that they can go in the house and not get caught out and about. So everybody went into the house and just waited for him to come home. Once they were all in the house, some of them kind of peeked through the window just to see if their brother was saying the truth, and they indeed saw their dad coming down the street. When the mom peeked, she also saw that her dad had a suitcase and that he was looking down on the ground, but for whatever reason, this time none of them came out to greet him. Like, they were all peeking, and for some reason they all felt very scared, which was weird because normally they would all go outside, get the suitcase, bring everything in. She said that she wasn't the only one feeling that way. Like, they all moved away from the window and she started looking at her siblings and they were all scared too. And for some reason she was getting very anxious because she knew that in a couple of minutes he was about to walk in the house, but she's not sure why she felt that way, as that was never an emotion they would experience when the dad was coming home. A few minutes passed, even hours, and the dad never went into the house. So because he never went in, the grandmother, the mom's mom, went and told one of her older sons to go check if he's at his best friend's house and if he's drinking or something. The oldest son did end up going there. He wasn't there, and he ended up just going around everywhere he thought his father could be, and he did not find him. The next day, he never even showed up, so they thought maybe it wasn't their dad, like maybe they were just seeing things, because again, he was supposed to be gone for 2 weeks, and at that point, it had only been 1 week. However, one of the grandmother's friend goes to her house and she tells her that she also saw him with a suitcase walking around town. She also tells her that she said hello to him, but for some reason he completely ignored her. By that point, the grandmother was freaked out because she's like, why was he in town, never came home? But she kind of like just thought to herself, what if he forgot something and then he went right back to Mexico City? So a few days after that passed, and the grandmother gets a letter saying that the grandfather was in an accident and that she has to immediately go to Mexico City at a hospital. He was there on critical condition and she needed to go right away. When she finally got there, they explained to her that he had been in an accident 15 days ago. In other words, that day that everyone in town saw him, that was not possible because he had been at the hospital in critical condition. When his wife went into the room where he was at, she held onto his hand and he was still like a little awake. He looked at her and basically took his last breath and passed away. Since then, everybody in town is basically saying that maybe he was retracing his last steps as he was already passing away. That maybe he just went back to town to say goodbye to everybody. But what do you guys think?